Next area we'll look at is Sewum. So it's about 5 kilometers away from Boyne that we were just looking at. Again, a significant amount of drilling we've released here, 31 holes, almost 5,500 meters. Again, some really good widths here, consistent widths between 10 and 50, but as well some highlight holes here, and we'll look at a cross section of this one, 103 meters of 0.82. Going into the three-dimensional model now, again, as with Boyne, these are structurally controlled. In this case, it's not quite as straight as it is at Boyne. We've got some complexities here. We've got some additional structures that are coming in that are giving us some mineralization. We've got some jogs in the structure, and where we see those jogs, we get some higher grades. And in terms of the northern part of Sewum here, we're looking at some intrusive rocks as well, which are a preferential host rock, and that gives us some nice wide widths to the mineralization there. So again, similar to Boyne, we've got some gap areas that we've actually now released some results, and again, these were just areas that the previous drilling hadn't gotten around to testing, but certainly formed part of the geochemical and geophysical anomaly that went through there. Similar to Boyne in terms of the expansion potential, there continues to be some low-hanging fruit expanding these zones along strike, and we're testing there. I've mentioned these gap zones that we've started filling in, and again, especially here at Sewum, where it's probably the one where we've still are the most shallow. We've got now just starting to put in some deeper holes, both to the limits of the RC drilling, which are both holes that are 280 meters long, so about 200 meters vertically below surface. And now we've started diamond drilling a little bit deeper as well, and putting in those first deeper holes where we see some of these high-grade structures developing. So quite excited to advance that part of the program. In terms of this gap zone here at Sewum, again, you can see the decent continuity. All of the holes have hit mineralization there. Again, this is basically one continuous mineralized zone connecting the dots, if you will. And in particular, we've had one a nice highlight hole, and we'll look at that in the cross section here. I've mentioned the intercept previously, 103 meters of 0.82 grams per ton gold. This is the area that I mentioned where we've actually got the main structure coming in this way. It takes a bit of a jog, and then we've got a second structure coming in here, and that's why we think we're seeing these really wide zones in here. It's actually the intersection of a couple of structures, so we're quite excited now. We saw that we tested the main trend, if you will, but now as well we've got the rig working now to test this second trend and building on this significant intercept, which is actually sort of at the edge of our model now. So really open for expansion. Similar to Boyne as well, we see some secondary zones in this case in the hanging wall above the zone, and again that could be significant for stripping ratios and other mining alternatives. So looking at the Sewum extension, we call it, here we've got again, what we seem to be dealing with here is we've got a cross structure which intersects the main trend, and where that happens now, we've got about a half-kilometer zone where we're seeing some really good grades and decent widths here. So good consistency as well across these zones. 2 grams over 24 meters, 1.97 over 22. Again, good consistency on the zone. We've got these sorts of grades and widths on 4 or 5 sections now. And again, this is one area where we continue to test the zone to depth.